Please rise. To the Republic of Macedonia. Thank you. Is His Excellency Ljuben, Tevdovski, the Ambassador of Macedonia. Next to Ljuben is Honorary Lieutenant Colonel Highlanders. Is Major John Hood.
Honorary Lieutenant Colonel Greet Hale, I have the honor to request, Madame, that you assume command of the Fort Glengarry garrison until the incoming officer commanding takes up his command.
I shall so do. All rise, please.
I'll pass the sword.
Just hold it.
I hereby relinquish command of the Fort Glengarry garrison 78th Frazer Highlanders to the incoming officer commanding.
Frazer officers, stand at ease. Frazer officers, attention.
To our trusty and well-beloved Excellency Ljuben Tevdovski, Ambassador of the Republic of Macedonia to Canada, greetings. We do by these presents constitute and bestow upon you the rank of honorary captain to that company of the 2nd Highland Battalion of Foot in our service, commanded by our trusty and well-beloved Colonel Commandant Robert Gibson Darling, CD, CLJ, OM, LJ.
I would like to salute you in the name of the Diplomatic Corps in Ottawa. And at the same time, I would like to salute you in the name of the Embassy of the Republic of Macedonia and the Macedonian people in Macedonia and here in Canada. I've been here in Ottawa for more than 2 years. And one of the things that really caught my heart is the tremendous melting pot of cultures that created this great nation. We as Macedonians hold Canada dear to our hearts, not just because 10% of the Macedonian population lives in Canada, but because for many years, and maybe more than a century, these Macedonians and Canadians were building the Canadian society. I would like to close my small speech with what the pipes means to us. Well, back home, what we call gaida is a national instrument, one of the most famous among Macedonians. When gaida is played very, very slow, it says that it presents the pain from the painful history of the Macedonians. When it raises its voice, it is a hope for the future. Knowing a bit about European history, I could imagine that Scottish people and many other nations around the world have found this pain and hope many times in history. Last year, I went to celebrate the 20th anniversary of independence of Macedonia. We have had a tough history as many other European nations, some would say even more. And finally, 20 years ago, 21 actually this year, we got the full independence. So I went with a beautiful group of Canadians, some of them in their 80s, some of them in their 90s. They're of Macedonian origin, 4th generation. They have financed, supported the independent Macedonia since their grandfathers came here. Actually, the Canadian society supporting the freedom and democracy back home. So we were traveling around Macedonia. We saw a lot of performances. People were happy. People were free. And finally, in the medieval fortress upon the Ohrid Lake, Bruce McRae would know that place. He has been there. It is a medieval fortress in the city of UNESCO. The Ohrid Lake district is a city of UNESCO by its churches and its natural heritage, and by the purity of the water and how old the lake is. So up on the hill, a huge fortress, like the ones, almost like ones in Scotland. On the top of the fortress, finally, after centuries of trying, the Macedonian flag. And just next to the flag, an old man in his 80s with guidon, with pipes. Well, at that point of time, to my small group of Canadian Macedonians, the pipes were not pain, the pipes were not hope, the pipes meant freedom. Thank you all, and have a wonderful evening.
Well said.
Now that's where the point out here. Thank you.
Thank you. It's an honor.
I have, in fact, had the opportunity to visit Macedonia 3 times in the last 5 years, and I would highly recommend it as a vacation spot. Lake Ohrid is a wonderful place. Skopje is also a very interesting city. Great. Oh, I wonder.